everybody? It's your boy Pitts, Pitt Sports Zone, Bowie TV, coming to you live. Listen, it's going down all things HBCUs. And who else better to start it off with them Bowie State Bulldogs? We coming to you, Bowie State Bulldogs, total access. We got the Morgan State Bears. Listen, all HBCUs information, all HBCU news, sporting events, updates. You get it live here with Pitt Sports Zone, Bowie TV, Comcast Channel 77, Verizon Channel 11 is going down. Don't you miss a beat. Listen, it's only the beginning because it's early still. And it's we're here all day. All day. Good afternoon. Y'all know what it is. I'm your host, Terrence Pitts, a.k.a. Pitts from Pitt Sports Zone, Pitts and Push Sports Talk Radio, Bowie TV, coming to you once again with another great show focused on who else but them Bowie State Bulldogs, the CIAA and the SEAC for the 2025 HBCU Softball Challenge. And today we have a guest. He's generally not a guest because he's been on the show before when we've interviewed him in Spartanburg, South Carolina, but here in person with us, we have our Vice President of Sports Development, John Mark Freeze. How you doing today, sir?
Doing well, Terrence. Appreciate it. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. I cannot complain. I'm excitedly waiting for February 14th through the 16th.
Oh, absolutely. We are too. Can't be here soon enough, and we hope you bring some of the energy that you have down here to Spartanburg with us.
Absolutely. And before we go any further, got to give a shout out to Staples. Staples is a sponsor of Pitts and Push Talk Radio for all your print needs, your banners, your business cards, your marketing, your promoting. Listen, get Staples to get you right every single time. Just look at us. They get us straight every single time. Shop Staples. Now that we got that out the way, I do have a video for you that I want to play. It's a little recap of last year's 2024 HBCU Softball Challenge. And then I kind of want to get your take on that perspective from last year, the thoughts, and then everything and the excitement and everything that's being put into it for this year. From Spartanburg, South Carolina, here with John Mark Freeze, Vice President of Sports Development. How you doing today, man?
Doing well. Welcome to town.
Thank you for having us. It's been amazing. 2 days so far, long 2 days.
Long 2 days. Love it though. That's the life of tournaments, so it's a good thing. Absolutely.
Well, one, we have a very beautiful facility.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
We like to take pride in it. Like to think it's one of the premier softball, baseball facilities in the Southeast. So happy to have it here in Spartanburg.
What time is it? Game time!
Who knows, maybe getting all the conferences to just do one tournament here.
That's the dream, right? Is to expand it, make it bigger and better. I think we're right around 18 to 20 teams this year. If we can expand that into other HBCU conferences, make it an invitational.
Oh, yeah.
How'd it look seeing yourself from last year?
Hey, let's do it again. That's exciting. That just brings the energy, like I said, and we look forward to hosting here again in 2025. It's going to be fantastic. So can't be here soon enough. Love the passion and the energy that the girls have, and we can't wait to host once again. So,
if you can you give a little bit insight of the facilities? Because like I said, the field is amazing. If you can just give a little context and background to the name of the complex and just everything that goes into it, the behind the scenes, because there's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of hands that go into it to make this event successful.
absolutely. Tiger River Park, located in Duncan or Reedville, South Carolina, essentially is one of our premier facilities. One of what we consider to be South Carolina and the Southeast premier softball and baseball facility, is owned and operated by Spartanburg County Parks. So shout out to them, Trey Glover, John Woodsby, and their team. We couldn't do what we do without them. And so they've put out a great product, and we love that it's in our backyard. It's one of our best assets that we have here in Spartanburg, and we love the tournaments and the events that we are fortunate enough to host because of that facility. Tiger River Park has roughly 13 fields, 12 fields, and a championship field. Obviously, that the CIAA and SIAC conferences can take advantage of and use to warm up, get ready for pregame, and then go into really that softball challenge. So watch them go head to head and get after it. But the facility is, over 100 acres. You've got a 1.25-mile walking track. You've got a dog park. There's playgrounds for children. So splash pads, obviously not obviously used very often in February, but lots to do for the family, for those that aren't playing ball. But during the game time, a lot of natural areas, green space to kind of get together and hang out, and just celebrate each other and the good times that everyone's having. So beautiful backdrop for a great event, and watching this thing come together over the last few years has been a pleasure. Working with Coach Powell there with Bowie is fun. We chat back and forth probably once a week on what can we do to make this better. How can we enhance the experience for not every team, but every player, every attendee, every spectator. We just want to make an event that everybody looks forward to year over year over year. And I think we're headed in the right direction.
Absolutely. And to add to that, the field is also in distance to, a lot of hotels. It's in a transient area where you can, you want something to eat. There's a variety of different restaurants around, variety of hotels within a 10 to 15 minutes to the ballpark. So it's in a very neutral location that you can get to a lot of things and a lot of amenities that are afforded to you as well.
Absolutely. Right off the interstate, adjacent to, as you mentioned, many hotels, restaurants. And so over 4,000 hotel rooms in the county. So we'll have enough accommodations for everybody that wants to come attend, and obviously plenty of restaurants, bars, and attraction for those off the field. So looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm going to give a shout out to Vibes. Vibes was a nice little spot that I went to for anyone who's looking to get away for a nice drink. And, if you partake in hookah, it's a nice vibe area, great food. I enjoyed myself. Definitely plan on visiting there again while I come down this year. First thing I want to talk about last year. Last year, in my opinion, it was successful, right? It was very competitive, and it was very spirited. I enjoyed it. I have never been a part of an environment where it's the women playing, but the competitiveness. I mean, you would have thought it was a Bulls and Detroit Pistons type environment. Like everybody came to win. Nobody wanted to go home a loser.
That's right. And the funny thing is, it's at the beginning of their season. So you've already got that competition just bleeding out of them, early on in the year, right in February to start their season. So no better way to get it started than here in Spartanburg, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And John, one of the things that we kind of talked about was expanding it, because like I said, with the amount of fields that you have the space to really host an awesome tournament, where there's the SEAC, the MEAC, the SWAC, or the CIAA. And it looks like this year they're starting to get, definitely some interest from outside schools. What does that say, and how does that make you feel knowing that there's starting to be an interest from schools other than the SEAC and the CIAA?
It's humbling, right? You want to create something that other people want to be a part of, and unfortunately, we do have to cap it at some point. But to provide a fantastic facility and backdrop for a great event, it speaks volumes. We're just trying to take it to the next level. So year over year, what can we do to enhance the event, and hopefully allow it to continue to grow? Maybe one day we grow into another facility and it's just the biggest and best it can be, right? Like that's our dream, is to continue to develop this event and allow as many teams as we can to play and start their season right here. So work in progress. We'll get there year over year, but definitely something to be excited about. And we hope that we can take as many teams as possible, right?
Right. If I can ask you, or if you can remember back then, if you can give one highlighted moment from last year that either wowed you, or it was something that it was like, wow, this is nice, something that kind of caught your attention.
Absolutely. I think it was just the level of competition. You mentioned it earlier, showing up ready to play ball, but the talent is there, right? These girls are extremely competitive. They're extremely talented. And when it's 45 degrees, windy, colder, when the sun goes down, I mean, shout out to them. No more hats off than to those players and those athletes that are showing up and giving all they have to compete. And that's what I remember is just the camaraderie, the speakers, the music, the vibes, all of it is just a great experience nonetheless.
What are some ways that we can do, because we want to maximize it to its full potential, to where we have what I've called an alumni shout out, where I'm calling all alumni, whether you attend one of the schools planned, or even if you're just in the area. I think it's definitely an event and environment that they should and want to be a part of.
Absolutely, and we're working on a really a landing page, a website to kind of roll out and really get involved with those alumni bases because we want everybody to show up to support, whether that's a student athlete, your aunt, your uncle, you're an aunt or uncle of a student athlete, or again, like you just mentioned, you're an alumni. You want to show up and support your colors, and so what can we do to enhance on that? Is it is a small village where we have small minority businesses here from Spartanburg showing up to sell their products, to showcase what they have going on. Maybe it's an alumni banquet, a battle of the bands. There's a multiple different ways that we can go to really just enhance the overall experience from multiple different angles, and then bring it all back in for softball and great softball at that.
When you talk about the alumni, I think one of the things that I talked on before was um, being able to go back and see the fruits of the labors of which you contributed to. And I think events like this is kind of like a reward, because you actually get to um, like I said, great food. No matter where you go, you're in the South, so there's great food. The hotels are definitely awesome, close by, and not to mention, you have Greensboro. You have a couple different locations that you can branch out to, just to experience the area. If you can you talk a little bit more about, like, so on Instagram? Just want to give a shout out and give more information about experience Spartanburg, and all that Spartanburg does for the area. Can you just kind of give us a little bit of the background of that, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So One Spartanburg Inc. is really our Chamber of Commerce, our Economic Development, and our Tourism Office, all three of our branches, all in one, including talent as well. And ultimately, we're your typical convention and visitors bureau. So part of this event was to bring folks to town to stay in our hotels in what typically is a dead period or a shoulder period, if you will. And so allowing 18 to 20 teams to come into our market with parents, family, alumni, and stay and eat in our restaurants, go out to our attractions, and have a drink at our bars. Just spend money in our. That's what we're here. But that's what it's for, is to stimulate our local economy. So the more and more we can do that, the better. The more teams that we have from out of state, the better. Um, but really, that's what it's all about. So Experience Spartanburg is our social channels on Facebook and Instagram. And that's where we highlight our restaurants, our bars, a place to go grab a drink, like you just mentioned, post game, a place to grab a bagel or a coffee, pregame. We're always trying to highlight our different small businesses and businesses within the community that are just such great tourism advocates and partners of ours.
Absolutely. And John, I'm not going to hold you long, but I definitely wanted to get you on, because I think it's important, to one, say thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for the vision and the belief, and just seeing it through. Because, like I said, last year was amazing. I expect nothing different this year, but the bar to continue to rise. And as the bar rise, the exposure rise, and as the exposure rise, the customers and consumers will come. So, I thank you for allowing me to be a part of this process as well.
Absolutely. And thank you for being a part of it. We look forward to welcoming you back down in February and to have another go at it. So it'll be exciting. And as you mentioned, I watch them and then follow some of these teams all year long just to see their success because you get to watch them firsthand. And so nothing better than that. And I'm a sports nerd, so I want to watch it all.
And it's funny because I can't wait, because I started interviewing some of the coaches of the teams that are coming. Like I've already interviewed Benedict, I've interviewed University of Albany, I've interviewed Livingstone and Bluefield State, and Bowie, of course, but and another school. But the funny thing is they're already taking shots at who's winning. It's it's
I
it's
love it.
that like the coaches amongst the coaches is already,
I love it.
talking like this. Listen, take a backseat this year. We're coming to dominate this year. The enthusiasm that you see from the coaches definitely pours over into the student athletes.
Absolutely. We love to see it. Love to see it. I want to see some of those lines. I need to watch those. I need to see what they're thinking.
Yes. And then lastly, the funny thing is, Bowie comes in with a crown heavy for their head because, they're back-to-back CIAA champions. So, they're coming saying, I got to go through us. So it's going to be a very interesting tournament.
That's right. It's going
But
to be
I,
fun.
but I
Fun to
thank
watch.
you yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait. I'm going to have my front row seat.
That's right.
But I thank you very much for taking this time out with me to meet with me, John. I definitely look forward and can't wait to seeing you, God willing, in February. And thanks again for all that you do.
Absolutely. More info to come, but experience Spartanburg and give us a follow, give us a shout, and we look forward to seeing everybody in February.
Absolutely. Y'all heard it here, man. Experience Spartanburg on Instagram, on the social media platforms. Go follow, go look, go check it out. For the alumni, listen, February 14th to the 16th. It's Valentine's Day weekend. You want to treat your lady out of town on a good treat, and she get to watch some sports. None other than Spartanburg, South Carolina. Come join me. I'll be there. I hope to see you too. I'm your host, Terrence Pitts from Pitts and Push Sports Talk Radio, Pitt Sports Zone, Bowie TV. This will be coming to you live on Comcast Channel 77 and Verizon Channel 11. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you soon.